Hmm. Okay, so this is the very first time that I'm doing one of these. Essentially, what I wanted to do is to go through my year. One of the things that has been really my main issue is that because I've been so busy, I haven't really been able to take the time as much to look back on the things that I've been able to achieve, and so I don't really appreciate things as much. And so because of that, it makes it difficult for me to set my steps ready for the future, if you know what I mean. But looking back on 2021, like, it was a pretty good year, all things considered. Was it my favorite year ever? Probably not, but you know, you can always be grateful. So just as like, I've got a notebook here, just like, you know, it's got everything that I did. Obviously I'm gonna plan a video like this out. Essentially I'm just gonna go through month by month, and then insert pictures every now and again, just to look through like what's been achieved. So the prelude to 2021, this was the year that the media team at church started. So this is a team of people who helped me to run the audio visuals at LifeGate Outreach Center, and it's fantastic so far in the sense that I have now a very functional team that is able to get things done and is just learning on the job. I was very ambitious in scope. I wanted a lot of things to be a bit more formal and a bit more structured. However, at the end of the day, what you need first and foremost is a team that is able to attend and just get the essentials done. So for that, I'm really grateful. I had started at my current workplace as of 5 months. So in January 2021, I'd been in my current workplace 5 months. It was only in December, I think, when the lockdown lifted, that I was able to go into the office and actually meet anyone. So yeah, you can imagine that. And then January just going back, you know, new year, new start to the office, all of that kind of stuff. But then at the start of 2021, I also made the promise to do less and not to burn out. The main reason being that in 2020, I had suffered my first ever real burnout, and that was quite good. I'd come off the end of a summer program, got to the end of it, and then just physically shut down. Well, we'll see like if I learn any of my lessons. Also as well with 2020, I was very involved in like a lot of things. Like I was just spread too thin, trying to maintain high quality across different aspects of life that didn't really cross over. And this is one of the things that I feel is like a major problem area in my life. So yeah, let's see how I did. So looking at my notes, let's see, January is a quiet month, and Brexit had just happened. Really was kind of just waiting and seeing, you know, what was happening. And really all that happened was that shop shelves were a bit empty for a few weeks. Not catastrophically so, but you know, more just like, okay, this is a thing. And then there was all this talk about lorry drivers and shortages and fuel shortages and so on and so forth. And you know, here we are at December 2021 and life is still moving. Otherwise, yeah, January is very unmemorable and uneventful for me. Stuff like that isn't that bad, you know. Having a month where you can kind of just like recharge and recollect and restructure your life is pretty useful. However, I do hope to make more of January 22, that's for sure. But yeah, my weeks are very much structured with church and media team meetings. Sunday was church, and on Tuesdays, at the time it was weekly, were media team meetings where we'd meet together and just, you know, go over some things that we could look at, try and improve our processes. There's only so much you can do. So then we go into February. The weekend of February 5th to 6th brought about the first ambience project of the year. This was us filming Who I Am by Mel Smith. This one was our biggest project at Ambience so far. This is the first time that we'd hired a studio, hired some lighting, and made a video. What it's worth, it was a very, very nice and effective video. If you haven't seen it, there's a link in the description. You're probably seeing like a bunch of it on the screen right now. This was actually one of my favorites to shoot. It was very, very fun, especially with like a lot of the effects that we were going for. Literally just using the lights and just using, you know, natural borders to like create natural transitions. That kind of stuff I absolutely love. And so yeah, the mastermind behind all of this is Naya, and you know, definitely if you don't know Naya, get to know him, because this guy has got work rate, drive, passion, everything that you could want from someone to partner up in this kind of thing with. And you know, the more of us that can help out with Ambience, the better. You know, the more that we can support Naya, obviously the better as well. And like I said to him, you know, everywhere he goes, I will definitely try and be there. But yeah, otherwise February, it's an memorable month. Like, it's my birth month. Didn't really do anything for my birthday, thank God, because literally all I wanted to do was to sleep and rest. And you know, that's completely fine. March. So in March, not really much happened until midway through the year. Actually, wait, up until that point, I was looking at changing my car, just because, you know, I was looking at the price and I was thinking, yeah, this kind of makes sense. So I ordered a new car, and naturally there's going to be a story towards this, but essentially I saw an opportunity and I took it, and it worked out pretty well. and I'm very, very grateful for that. But yeah, the car didn't arrive until April, and over that weekend, you know, my girlfriend visited, and we took it for a spin. I really enjoyed that first day. Parking lot in Wednesbury, and just, you know, took it for a spin. Some parking maneuvers because she had a driving test coming up. Oh, funny story about that one. Well, not the driving test, more the lack of it, but we won't get into that today. Oh, she's gonna hate me for this. Anyway, but yeah, that was fun, and that was all sorted. And then, yeah, mid-April we had an even bigger ambience project, and I think this is the biggest one that we've had so far. Definitely the most ambitious in terms of scope for one video, one shoot. And you know, Naya again, essentially masterminding everything from start to finish, you know, creating the shot sheets, creating the vision, creating the ideas, getting everyone together, sourcing the damn people to be models as well. And yeah, this one was huge because we had to go to a castle, or was it like, it was like this abandoned house, and it was really nice. Really lovely to be inside actually, and take shots of, you know, the ghost town video is absolutely brilliant. One of my favorites to definitely shoot. And then as well, we had to go to the Barton Hills. And again, you know, God bless anyone that didn't bring a good jacket that day. I know I didn't, because I froze and literally I struggled to move by the end of the day. And because I didn't really eat that well, my energy was low. Like, it was low, dude. But, goodness me. But yeah, that shoot was incredible because Naya brought all these things out, like drones. A lot of like formation kind of work, you know. We even had ideas like smoke bombs, you know, creating formations around those. And even like when they wouldn't light, you know, we were still thinking on our feet very, very quickly, you know, how to get these shots. And essentially we got all the shots we wanted to get, and it was absolutely fantastic. I think it's my favorite video shoot of the year, just because of, you know, the amount of logistics and work that went into it, and the amount of people that were there, in terms of just like the scale of what we had to do. But definitely, you know, we still have some good shoots coming up. So yeah, that takes us on to May. Oh yes, okay, so yeah, the work that was done in April for the Ghost Town video, essentially Naya made all of the promo vids for it, and yeah, we're pushing that all throughout May. Pushed it in May, I'm gonna push it right now. If you haven't seen Ghost Town, you know, go ahead, link in the description, all that kind of good stuff. Seeing like shots of it on the screen, so yeah, go please check it out. It's really, really good, and it's a lot of hard work as well. Yeah, also in May, I tried to repair my lens, and I might send you some pictures of it actually. It's still in pieces on my desk. There is a piece of ribbon cable that I need to solder, and because I don't know how to solder, I've just left it there. It's been collecting dust. I don't think this lens is very sellable, even if I do fix it, so it is what it is. But I do plan on fixing it one day, just not today or anytime soon. I've got bigger fish to fry. So, June. Ah yes, in June we had a big link up with my flatmates and girlfriend. Part 1, and this is a day when we went out to the golf driving range, and I absolutely love the driving range. It's the most cathartic thing I've ever done. Like, it was the first time I've ever been to one, and yeah, I'm surprised I haven't been back yet, but I really want to go again, because yeah, that was good. That was really, really good. But yeah, after that we went out for a curry, and it was good to see a couple of the guys. And yeah, June as well, I got my first vaccine. Shouts out Pfizer. Killed my arm, but hey, I didn't get the coof. Thank God. That's all you can hope for in times like these, really. And also tried to learn Blender and enjoyed it. But yeah, Blender wasn't really one of the things that I should have been pursuing at the time. Yeah, it was good to get a start on it, you know, start to see how these kind of things worked. But in the grand scheme of things, you know, there's only so much you can do when you're in the position that I'm in. And I think that's as much as I can say, to be honest, regarding that. And so yeah, in June I tried to scale up the media team, you know, scale up our operations. You know, I really wanted to be kind of formal, kind of formulaic about it. You know, get some proper documentation in. But then I'm working with kids. You know, some of these kids, they haven't even turned 15, so it's kind of like, well, I'm asking them to create documentation and all these kind of references and presentations, and I think, you know, take things slow, one step at a time. Start to let people kind of express themselves first, express their interests first, before I start to, you know, try and push, okay, how to nurture those interests. I think that's my issue. Like, I'm trying to generate interest when the interest isn't there. The interest is already there for them to even show up. The issue is obviously, if you've ever watched Avatar: The Legend of Korra, where Tenzin is essentially Aang and Katara made new airbenders. Tenzin is Aang's son, and Tenzin feels the burden of passing on all of the Air Nomad's teachings to the new airbenders, and he's very formal about it. You know, he's got all these training, all of these scrolls, all of these rituals, and everyone kind of just bounces off him because he's too rigid in the way that he's teaching. And I think that was what I was doing, and that's the sin that I fell into. And the issue was I just didn't have the time to be maintaining that as well. So we'll come to it later, but September, you know, I took my foot off the gas, you know, slowed down a little bit, let things be things. And in January again, you know, I'm looking back, reconsidering everything and then creating out the new strategy for the year. So we move on that front. So we turn the page and we get to July. We got the Euros on July the 11th in the finals. I said no matter what, I've been a hermit this year, but no matter what, I'm going out for that. England and final, you don't see that every single day. In fact, I haven't seen it in my life. So for me to see, you know, the first ever one and actually go out and see it, that was pretty good. You know, I called my friend from church and said, yo bro, let's go outside. And I got the camera, you know, let's crack open a couple cold ones, order some cold ones as well, and have some fun with it. So I took my camera, took some pictures, probably see them up on the screen, and we had a great time. Until we missed the penalties, and that was very, very sad. Before we move on, July 18th, we went to a fairground with my girlfriend and siblings and my brother's girlfriend, and we visited a favourite auntie. Yes, so that was a nice little lovely day, you know, out with the sibbies, out with the loves. It's not often that we spend massive time together, mainly because, you know, I am a hermit who really, really likes to shell. It takes a lot to get me out of this room and away from this computer. But it takes me a lot to get out of my house because I've invested so much into it. It is what it is. When I do go out, you know, I do try to have fun and enjoy it, and I had a really good time that day. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm very glad that the pictures remind me that we did that, because when I was making these notes, I completely forgot about it. I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, July 31st, I got bad news. My downstairs PC with the flight simulator got killed by a leaky CPU cooler. That died. The entire motherboard was gone, so I had to replace that. That was firmly within my August agenda whenever I got like a bit of extra cash to pay for that. Oh well, life goes on. So, still mid-July, I made my first EV charge point video. And so if you're new to the channel, you'll see that I've got a couple videos already on it. There's not really a formal structure to this, as you can see, but I've got a video reviewing electric vehicle charging point in Wednesbury by Junction 9 in that Gallagher retail park, and those point ones are good. I should make more videos, and actually I've got it in my calendar, which you're probably seeing as well. I've got more videos lined up. It's just, you know, end of this year. Anyone who knows that unless you got holidays on stack from September in this country, you're not seeing the light of day again to do anything on the weekends. But yeah, that video was fun to make. I do plan to make more. In fact, I plan to do all of the charging points in the Walsall, Wednesbury, Wolverhampton, Birmingham area. Like, honestly, people need to know about these things. People need to feel comfortable using these things, and this kind of information can be kind of useful. So I'm going to make more videos, hopefully get them out more regularly and up the quality on them as well. August, my sister completed her A-levels and got her results, and she absolutely smashed it. So tell me, okay, if you've seen this, well done. You know, very proud of you. You know, sky's the limit. Keep your head forward, keep working hard, keep making yourself proud first and foremost. You know, set your heart to what you want to do and just keep going for it every single time. And if you don't know what to do, just keep going. You know, keep working hard, keep working smart. And then mid-August 14th, the CSG shoot. This was quite fun. Naya, in all his infinite crazy, decided that, you know, it wasn't enough to hire a set. He had to build one too, and build a set he did. You know, he got some boards, created a nice little contrast piece where he blended, you know, 3 boards with the natural colors that were already in the land and used those to break it up, and then inserted our actors in front of it. And I thought it was just brilliantly striking, very effective. And that shoot was fun because we had, you know, other photographers there. We hired for the first time the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K without a gimbal, and trust me, that's a big heavy camera. Like, that camera is one big boy, oh my god. So yeah, me and I were taking turns using it. You know, I was still using my little Panny G85 with the gimbal, but really mostly, you know, the money shots were coming from the Blackmagic, and to be honest, that camera does God's work. I'm hoping that when my G9 comes that you know, I can get to that level of nice high quality colors and contrast, but we'll see. if that's the case, vlog permitting. But yeah, CSG shoot, absolutely incredible. I've got some links in the description. You're probably seeing up on the screen. Really good. Once again, Naya, fantastic work. And you know, Ambience team, thank you very much for your support. So yeah, 16th to 26th of August. Yes, the BUC Children in Need. So my church has a charity, and in the summer we run a kids event that essentially entertains children who have free school meals or from other disadvantaged backgrounds or have forms of disabilities, to essentially have a good time, you know, learn something, have fun, make new friends, so on and so forth. And what I like to do is I like to create a jam-packed program that gives them a ton of stuff to do, a lot of fun activities, a lot of fun games, and the opportunity to win prizes every single year that we put it on. So 4 out of the last 5 years we've had it on, and it's been amazing. And every year since, you know, 2 years ago, I've said, you know, this one's the last one, this one's the last one, and then I end up showing up again and again, you know, doing my best. This one should have been my last one, in the sense that until this point I've been working, so I was working full-time, and I had to find a way to essentially manage my workloads. But because of me being a very lazy person, what I did not do is essentially get people working in on this early enough. And so, you know, I backload all the work, kind of like how you do before an essay. You got to do all of the research, all of the writing in about, you know, 2 weeks to a week flat. The groundwork was already there, and I knew that, and that's what gave me the full sense of complacency. But otherwise, you know, you having to resource people, get them trained up, and bring them into an event all within, well, actually it wasn't even 2 weeks, like it was 3 weeks actually. And we did pretty well because we got a nice little training round in, you know, the week before, which is absolutely fantastic because we were able to make a lot of resources. But yeah, this one was probably my best managed event. And I think it was made better by the fact that I was forced to be away from it. I think one of my issues is that I'm very much a micromanager, in that I got to be hands-on with everything, because I feel like I'm the only one that knows how to do things the way that I want them done. And I think the process of letting go has been one of the most eye-opening and honestly refreshing experiences that I've ever had. Being unable to physically be at these events and, you know, put full trust in my team, create a system where they can put trust in each other and pray that nothing goes wrong while you're away, and it is absolutely fantastic. And the team showed up. Like, honestly, to everyone that was there, thank you so much. You know, thinking back to it, I was all over the place because, you know, I'm not trained to do these things, I'm not a professional. I always say this, you know, there's other things that I like doing that, you know, I put to the back burner for things like this. And even still, you guys, you know, come and you show up. I just wish that in the future more of these opportunities are able to come for you, and that you're able to run things like these yourselves, because like, you're absolutely incredible at these, don't get it wrong. Any process that we can make to like get you guys more involved in that aspect of things, I think is the right way forward. So once again, thank you so much. But yeah, the entire program was a massive success. Ends with a nice little barbecue for the church on the weekend, and you know, everyone was there nice and refreshed for the thing to be over. Everyone got paid. Yeah, it was a great time. After that, we had like a nice little get together, really celebrate what had been a very busy August. To say the least. It was a very busy August, goodness me. So yeah, what did I do in September? An unusually quiet month. Psych. So I started the sustainability initiatives at my workplace. Okay, let's try and get these started. And me and a co-worker, we're working on sustainability initiatives at my workplace. Just seeing, you know, what kind of things can we do to make the office, or working at the office, more sustainable, making the office itself more sustainable, or making, you know, the people who work at the office a bit more sustainable as well. So what kind of little things can we do, or what kind of big systemic changes can we make, or look towards making us more sustainable? And yeah, that's still an ongoing process. The first two of these were crisp packet recycling and composting. Essentially the idea is, if we're going to do zero waste by 2023, we're going to look at how we can get everything into the office out to either a useful or reusable endpoint. So either the endpoint is back with the original manufacturer, or we turn it into something else that we can use that's useful to us. And I think that's just the general strat. You know, we go again in January with more initiatives, but that is its own thing. October, yes, mid-October, 18th to 22nd, nice little private holiday in Peguera on the Iberian island of Mallorca. Honestly, it was a holiday well-deserved, not really one that I was overly prepared to take. I did leave a lot of things late, so late to the point that I had to pay, what was it, like £250 in COVID tests. Yeah, that thing is a racket and a half, dude. Goodness me. But yeah, I had to pay like £200 in COVID tests just because, you know, my vaccine. So yeah, my second vaccine, I didn't get that until the Wednesday before. And because of that, you know, I didn't have the 14-day period. Yeah, I was counted as unvaccinated. Had to get PCR tests and yada yada, and yeah, that was bad. But yeah, antigen test, that was all good. You know, damn, Fantastic Fantastic shoot was fine, and you know, it was a good travel. But yeah, I enjoyed the detachment. It was the first time that I was able to like really unwind and, you know, put my work away and not really think about work for the first time. To that point, 10.5 months. Yeah, every single day of 10.5 months, I was essentially working or taking a Saturday off to, you know, trying not to fall behind. You know, it's a lot to spend 6 days keeping your head above water. This is where, for another video, but 4-day work weeks, honestly, I if someone offers me a 4-day work week, I will bite their hand off. I honestly will. I will. And then in October at the workplace, we implemented the crisp packet bins. Yeah, and the adoption has been incredible. So people know about the crisp packet bins, and it's surprising how many crisps we actually go through. It is absolutely insane. But it's good to see that, you know, adoption's good. People are, you know, taking the time to use the resources. Mid-November, so the 12th of 11th. So I nearly ran out of charge, and I made it to the charging point. 2% of my battery left. So yeah, electric car. First time I let the battery run as low as I did, and the last time I let it run that low, it really, really was scary. Knowing that, you know, if I lost charge, it would be the first time that ever happened. I don't know what I'd do. People have, well, girlfriend who was with me at the time, she had work to do. Don't let your fuel run low, guys. Just don't do it. You know, when you feel the car losing power on your feet, it's really not fun. The 15th to the 21st, so this is a family plus girlfriend holiday to Dubai. And yeah, you know, Dubai, a wonderful place. I don't really have much to say about it other than every time you go back, it does, you know, it does impress you, it does strike you. There is something new that you really enjoy. I do think the UAE in particular is trying to do things differently in that region, and, you know, power to them, power to people making changes, you know, for all of the signaling and intentions I hope that are made. You know, I hope that they're able to follow through in them, and that, you know, everyone is able to benefit from it. As a place that I'd live, yeah, central Dubai, hell no. Americanized cities where you have skyscrapers everywhere, not really a central place to go to, not for me. But the ecosystem that they showed, which is very much more European in scope, I rock with that. So yeah, I'm interested to see how that develops over 20 years. But otherwise, yeah, by day 4 of 7 or 8, I was pretty much homesick, and I wanted to go back home because I actually miss the English grey, and that's really weird to say. You know, 25 degrees, perfect weather all the time. After a while, you just kind of like, you know, I miss the rain. It was very, very strange. But that's just me. You know, don't hate me for it. 27th. So I shot a birthday party as my first professional, well, not professional, but like my first official photographer gig. Well, not really first photographer gig. I've done before, but it was the first one I did this year. And that was quite fun. The shots of that are with the person that I took the event for, and, you know, enjoyed it. Lots of good videos there, lots of good memories. And I said, you know, I always offered that, you know, video to be made out of it. You know, it's always possible if you want to send it to someone who make a video out of it for you. That's always an option as well. Yeah, that was fun. I do like the idea of, you know, taking photographs. My camera isn't really a photography camera, but I know how to make it work, and I know how to make it sing and squeal. And if this is something that, you know, people feel that is worth, you know, my time and attention, hey, just chop me 1,500 quid. I will get a Panasonic Lumix S5 and some really nice, actually no wait, not 1,500, give me 2.5 grand. I will get a Lumix S5, a bunch of amazing lenses that'll make you look very, very beautiful, even in the dark. You know, camera can see in the dark, create some incredible videos, and you will thank me for them. That is my dream camera, but, you know, one day at a time, especially with my bank account. Okay, so December, final month of the year, what did we do? So on the 7th, you know, after lots of back and forth, I was able to secure the composter and create a giving day for anyone who's in my company who still had a giving day left to give, to use it as an opportunity to build our composter, essentially filling it with a bunch of materials. I was going to say dirt, it's a bit more complex than dirt. There's a way you got to build a composter. I did a lot of research. I still need to do more research. You fill it with the ingredients you need, and then essentially people can chuck their food in there, the foods that we kind of approve and don't want rats coming to. And yeah, we let that turn into compost, and then from there we're going to look at, you know, vegetable patches and plant patches, so on and so forth. Then 12th, the bad handwriting shoot. Oh man, was this a good shoot. So I'd never really done a fashion shoot before, and I'm not really a, if you can, I mean, you can probably tell, but I'm not really a person that's into fashion, but I really enjoyed that. And you know, being around people who are just naturally so good in front of the camera is like, it's like life on easy mode. You know, you point the camera at people and you say, you know, just look good, and they just do it. Like and you don't have to tell people where to go or what to do. And the set was beautiful, and Naya's shot ideas are beautiful. I'm sure that when this video shows up and like you see the quality of like what we were able to achieve within that set and like the things that we were going for, I really hope that there is like a big appreciation for it, because it was absolutely incredible. Like, it was a very fun shoot. In terms of ambitiousness, you know, I'd still put it below Ghost Town, but in terms of execution, I think, you know, the latest one that we did is one of the best, in fact, if not the best. It's so good, and I look forward to seeing that in video. So mid-December, what was going on? After all of this, I crashed. You know, mental health is in the dirt. Yeah, I was struggling for motivation, and you know, a lot of things seem to just be going wrong at the same time. When you're in that state, you just, you know, you're just trying to figure out, you know, what you're gonna do. And the main issue for that was because the week after, essentially, I had 1 week to essentially round together a team for a winter holidays and food program, similar to what we did in the summer, but for the winter. And I really didn't want to do it. My heart wasn't in it. As much as I wanted to be away from it, at some point, the 5 stages of grief, you have to go through them. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. I went through all of those in the space of about a day. And I think that's my superpower right now. I can go through grief very quickly. Because after my depression phase, I literally for 2 days, well, not a day, but like 2 days, I essentially just kept myself into gear and said, okay, here are the people that we need. Let me just call and text them and say, hey, you know, I know it's short notice, but it's essentially the same as what we did in the summer with a few tweaks. And just didn't reject the thing around, are you able to show up? And once again, these people showed up through for me, and they were fantastic. The thing is that something very different happened this time. So this is the first time in the year that I burnt out was in September, just after the BBC Children in Need. Like, I was burnt out, well, really during the first week, but then after that, you know, I fizzled. Like, I was out, I had a couple sick days because I was physically sick. But the second burnout, this one was incredible because I was genuinely physically sick, and it wasn't COVID. You know, I just shut down. I was just not there, and you know, my heart wasn't in it. It was a struggle to motivate myself to go to an event. I'm just grateful that my team were very understanding and very useful to me in the sense that with or without me, they were going to make a good success of this, and I can only thank them enough for being as trustworthy as they were to get the job done, get it done well, and be absolutely brilliant to the kids where I could not, and I can be there to lead. I think a lot of, you know, what my issues were is that I don't like being a leader in the sense that I don't want to lead when I don't believe that I've got the ability to do something. You know, I feel like if you want to lead someone to do something, can you do it without being able to do it yourself, kind of thing. And learning that the answer to that isn't always you need to know how to do it has been actually quite tough and eye-opening. Just being able to trust people has been a massive learning point, and you know, that's all I have to do. Just, you know, trust people, go up to them and say, hey, I trust you for this, can you help me with this? You know, share the load, lighten the burden. And essentially this kind of feeds into my goals 2022. Like, it's not supposed to be for this video, but it's more just to say I went through a lot this year, did a lot, learned a lot, and because of this, looking back and looking at where things are landed up now, I'm just hoping that, I'm planning that next year is going to be better. One full of less quantity and a lot more quality. Yeah, I'm hoping that this time next year when I make a similar video, it's going to be slightly different. So I'm going to call it there. Thank you very much. If you watched all the way through, I think this video is like 45 minutes long. I'm going to cut it down and make it nice and neat, get some like nice little music playing in the back. But otherwise, yeah, cheers and Happy New Year. See ya, bye bye. Yeah, Ghost Town, Who I Am. Oh yeah, and the Who I Am video as well. No, wait, it wasn't Who I Am. Oh goodness me, I made my notes all wrong. So Who I Am is what we did in February. It was Ghost Town, and yeah, we just did Ghost Town and Ghost Town Acoustic. Oh, my bad. So yeah, the entire thing was Ghost Town, and that was Moles and Course Eviction as well. So that's completely fine. Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. I mean, not May, April. Yeah. Should I just reshoot that entire section?